Hey Run Junkies, we're back for another random Monday video, and I got this request from a couple of you a while back, and I wanted to save this for a vlogging everyday type thing. So the request was for a full recount of every medal I've ever earned. Why? And there are some medals that I'm proud of course, and each medal I believe has a story, but this was like, I have a lot of medals and I don't know how long this video is gonna take. And I'm gonna break this down not chronologically because that would take forever and it would make no sense. I am gonna break it down by kind of collection that I have. So medals weren't a thing when I started racing, especially in triathlon. Now, it's like, that's why people sign up for races, right? So these right here are the medals that I've earned specifically for running. We're gonna go sort of in chronological order. Let's go back here. So this is the Rock and Roll Denver Half Marathon. This is my first half marathon that I've ever done in September of 2012. This is my first marathon. This is Rock and Roll Arizona in January of 2014. I really like this one. Moving on then, the same year, the Rock and Roll Denver Half Marathon once again in October of 2014. This still stands as my half marathon PR. Then we have this guy. This is Rock Encore. So this is for doing 2 races in a calendar year. So that would be the marathon and the half in the same year. Then moving on a little bit, we have the Arvada 10 miler finisher medal. I was really happy with this one. I really liked this one. Then the infamous Prairie Dog. Guys, if you've been following me for a while, you know this one was a tough race. It had a huge uphill in the middle of it. It was not fun. I didn't enjoy this race. The Ogden Half Marathon 2018. That was in May of this year, followed very quickly in June by the Slacker Half. That was the downhill race. I like the guy. I think he's really cute. I didn't care for the race so much, but I loved the little guy, the medal. So there's that. And then you guys have seen this recently. This is Beat the Blurch Open. Come on. Yeah, there we go. So he opens up. He is a super heavy medal. Of all of these medals up here on this particular rack, he's the biggest, he's the heaviest, he's the coolest. I do have an honorable mention. This one's pretty cool. This was for the Happy Girls Half Marathon in Spokane of 2016. It's not a medal, it's a necklace. So I really liked that. I thought that was kind of clever and fun. Now I do need a medal rack for my virtuals because I don't have one yet, and I'm not exactly sure where they're gonna go. Don't know. Here, this is the 2017 RunDisney virtual medals. You get a 5K for each month, and then if you do all 3 months, you get your challenge medal. So it builds on itself. So this was the June medal with Pluto's collar, the July medal with Pluto's bowl, the August medal with his doghouse, and then of course there's Pluto right out front. These are great medals because I loved that they were cut out, they're nice and big, and I loved the ribbon designs. So this was a fun collection. Really excited about this year's, which were the Incredibles 2 virtual medals. Again, 1 medal for each month of the summer, and then you have the challenge. So this is Helen for the June medal, Bob and Bob and Violet for the July medal, Jack and Dash for the August medal, and then I think this is probably one of my favorite virtuals. It's just so sharp, and I love the ribbon design on these as well. Then we get to the run experience. This was just a quick 5K that they did, a virtual 5K. But this one is probably my favorite virtual medal, and this is Virtual Race Series, I think. So yeah, but they had a medal that celebrated Star Wars 40th anniversary. This was May of 2017. That was the anniversary of when the first movie came out. What I love about this medal, so you have the Death Star on the front, right? And it says, rule the galaxy. You could choose a side. So you could do a 5K or 10K, or you turn it over and you have a Protect the Galaxy with R2-D2 on it. You have the green on this side and the red on the other side. So I really like this medal. Everything about this medal is very cool. They put a lot of thought and detail into it. Even the ribbon is double-sided and reversible. So now let's move on to the triathlon medals. Now, these are the ones I'm the most proud of because this is where my athletic journey started, and I just built up and built up and built up until I finished the mother load of all events. But again, medals weren't cool yet. Medals were not a thing until I had been doing triathlons for a while. It was a Rattlesnake triathlon series. Again, this was before it was really cool. This is the extent of the medal. There's not much to it, and it's a bottle opener. So this hasn't been a race for quite a while. They got rid of this race a few years ago. So this was fun, but you know, there's not much to it. I mean, it doesn't even have a ribbon. Then we have the Boulder Sprint. This was June of 2013. Here's the thing about these three. I signed up for all three. This was basically, you know, a 3-course challenge. This was in June of 2013. Boulder Peak was in July, and this one is an Olympic distance, so it's basically double the distance. But the Boulder Peak Triathlon is pretty special. It's not necessarily an easy course, but it is a fast course. Like the back half of it, of the bike, is really, really fast. And it's a very popular race. This still stands as my fastest 10K of all, or excuse me, my fastest Olympic distance triathlon of all time. And then you have that same year, that same summer, in August, the Ironman half. Again, this was August, so this was June, July, August. And I loved the medals for these too. This looked really good. When I finally finished these races that summer, I was really, really happy with what I had accomplished. This one truly was where I had kind of come into my own as an athlete, and I realized what it took to do events like this, and I really started working hard that summer. Then of course you have Ironman Coeur d'Alene. This was June 28th, 2015, the hottest race I have ever done. Forecast for that day was 105 degrees. The ambient heat out on the bike course was about 120. Yes, I survived, I finished. So I think this is a really pretty medal because you have the mountains, and Coeur d'Alene is just gorgeous. Now, I have an honorable mention. It's a climb up a skyscraper, okay? So the Republic Plaza here in Denver, I wanna say it's 80 floors, I can't remember now. This was back in 2010, and my best friend had been diagnosed with terminal lung cancer. Non-smoker, my age. And so I was running this in honor of her. Okay, now, we have to go through the RunDisney medals. Here are my RunDisney ribbons and medals. Yes, I have 2 layers. Okay, my very first RunDisney event would be the Avengers 5K. Thor's hammer, and this is back in the day when the 5K medals were rubber medallions. This was November of 2015. Same year I did Ironman. Then we have the Captain America 10K. I really liked this one. This was the inaugural 10K. I love that. The half marathon that year, let's keep digging, was Avengers. And that's a spinner, okay? That's the front of it. That was the half marathon. You have Black Widow, Captain America, and Hawkeye on there. I kind of like that. Hawkeye is represented. There's the nerd in me says this is my favorite. This is the inaugural Infinity Gauntlet Challenge. So that's the 10K and a half. Now, the Infinity Gauntlet Challenge medals had a different stone on the back. This is the Pluto 5K from 2017. You can tell that this was the first time that they switched over from that rubber medallion in 2017 into a metal type medallion. Minis 10K, Walt Disney World 10K from 2017. This one has an asterisk, doesn't it? If you were there, you know this guy got canceled. Okay, this is the Donald Half Marathon, canceled due to thunderstorms. It was a good call. And then you have the marathon from that same year. Goofy Challenge 2017. This is a huge medal. It's also very heavy, but this is a huge medal for the Goofy's Race and a Half for 2017. Again, it kind of goes with the half marathon of that year. Didn't do the half of the race and a half, so Dopey 2017. I like this medal, but I have to be honest, the 5th anniversary medal was much nicer. 2017 Avengers Superhero Weekend, we had the Spider-Man 5K. By the way, the other cool thing about this guy, this was my son's first 5K. A lot of people complained about this one, but I love this medal. This is the Thor 10K I love the ribbon on it. I think it's very pretty. And a lot of people didn't like this, but I love that it had Loki on the back. So this was the 10K, and then we had, this one is probably gives Blurch a run for its money. It's super heavy. So this is the Black Widow Avengers Half Marathon, Superhero Half Marathon, November of 2017. Then of course, you have the 2017 Infinity Gauntlet Challenge at Disneyland. And this one is the Reality Stone. Because I did the Walt Disney World Marathon Weekend in 2017, and then I went back to Avengers in 2017, I got that guy, okay? This is the 10th anniversary Coast to Coast. I was looking forward to getting this anyway, and unfortunately the way this kind of worked out is that this is the last time at Avengers of 2017 that this was awarded. The Pluto 5K, this is from this year, 2018. I love this medal. I love how colorful it is. It was the first time this year that I figured out, oh hey, the characters on the medals will sign your medals. So we got Pluto, and then this is Minnie's 10K. I ran with the Joyful Mouse crew. We were the aliens. Okay, then the Minnie 10K for this year. I love the polka dot ribbon. Also signed by Minnie. I ran this one with Gerald. We were Rapunzel and Flynn, which was a lot of fun. Then the half marathon. This is the first half marathon I ever ran at Walt Disney World, so I was really excited about this one. Again, signed by Donald Duck. This is the largest medal I have, the marathon 25th anniversary. I mean, it's just so sparkly and pretty, and it's a spinner. This one, I really like this. It's a sharp medal. It's very, very pretty. I have to say, this is probably my favorite medal of all of the RunDisney medals, just in general. Then we have Goofy Race and a Half. It's a weird looking medal, but I really like it. It's kind of a strange shape, considering the rest of these are all round. Then the Dopey Challenge, I love the gems in the eyes. This is the 5th anniversary. I don't have signatures on Dopey, but I do on Goofy. Goofy signed that one for me. And Mickey. Yep, Mickey signed that one for me. These are my medal racks. I have Magical Miles. She believed she could, so she did. And my triathlon. Okay, so that is it for my full medal recount. It was a lot, and there's still more to come. I have the Wine and Dine half marathon weekend coming up. I've got Star Wars half marathon weekend in April. Who knows what happens in between Wine and Dine and Star Wars, and what happens after Star Wars. But there you go, guys. Very special thanks to Saharo2 and Jeff Cole for suggesting this video. You asked for it. It is crazy looking at all of these and just kind of retelling the story a little bit. But again, you guys, this was a suggestion from a viewer. So if you have anything you would like to see from this channel, please let me know in the comment section down below. Any questions, comments, suggestions, leave those in the comment section. Please don't forget to subscribe. I've got more great stuff coming at you tomorrow. We're gonna talk about HIIT training. And if you like this video, please give me that thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. Go find your awesome and find your bling. Until next time, happy running.